Welcome back, everybody, to For the Sake of the Parlay. Today is May 28th, 2026, and what we're going to do today is review yesterday's Parlay of the day with our alternate line suggestions and give you today's Parlay of the day with our alternate line suggestions. All right, so let's get right into it. But before we get into today's video, let me tell you why you should subscribe right now, all right? We are PPCs here, and PPCs are professional parlay creators. Parlays is what y'all want, and parlays is exactly what you're going to get here on this channel. We specialize in 8-leg parlays, and we do this full time. We are giving you parlays consisting of all types of bets, including player props, totals, and spreads across all major sports, including the WNBA. Next, this is a collaborative channel consisting of two people. We are lucky to have two PPCs on this channel, in the architect and the voice. Obviously, I'm the voice, but the architect is really the one doing a lot of the planning, designing, and managing throughout the parlay making process. Without the architect, there would be no channel or none of these parlays. Lastly, and most importantly, we are giving you free daily content with picks and receipts. This is our 52nd day in a row of posting parlays with reviews. We are showing you our actual betting slips and the results. We're going to keep posting and showing you the results because we don't get tired like Kevin Gates, and we ain't never scared like Bone Crusher. We ain't new to this, we true to this, y'all. And y'all know y'all doing the same damn thing as us every day. So just do me a favor and smash that like and subscribe button and do it for the sake of the parlay. We are going to start off with reviewing yesterday's parlay of the day from May 27th, 2026. And these reviews are important because as PPCs and daily gambling grinders, I want these reviews to be very helpful the next time you make a particular bet on a player or a team. And this review today is going to be particularly good. Also, our hope is that you can go back to one of our videos because we're going to give you insight of stuff you won't see on other channels and mainstream media. Also, other channels just give you picks with no reviews, but we're going to do both because it's important to see both the good and the bad of this gambling. All right. So yesterday we wound up going 4 out of 8 picks and another disappointing parlay of the day. It looked good at first, but hey, we just had some really bad beats. But just remember, you can tail our parlay if you want, or you could choose our individual picks because even in our losing parlays, we do have a lot of good green picks that you want in your parlay. And just remember, we are still grinding and we are still improving as we are still on our search for our first channel win. But here are the results from yesterday. First, we were right about the Dodgers winning on the minus 1.5 run line against the Colorado Rockies. And we are also right about the Houston Astros winning on the plus 1.5 run line against the Texas Rangers. Then we were right about the under 4.5 total runs in the first 5 innings in the Los Angeles Angels at Detroit Tigers game. However, we were wrong about the under 4.5 total runs in the first 5 innings in the Minnesota Twins at Chicago White Sox game. Then we were right about the Yankees winning on the money line against the Kansas City Royals. Then we were wrong about the over 3.5 team total runs for the Atlanta Braves against the Boston Red Sox. And we were also wrong about the Cincinnati Reds winning on the +1 alternate run line against the New York Mets. And then lastly, we are very wrong about the under 9 runs in the Tampa Bay Rays at Baltimore Orioles game. First, we were right about the Dodgers winning on the minus 1.5 run line against the Colorado Rockies, and they wound up beating the Rockies 4-1, okay? And this might not look like it's a dominant performance, but it most definitely was. Shohei Ohtani pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 hits, 1 earned run, and 7 strikeouts with 4 walks, all right? And as you can see here, there was only 1 run and 1 hit by the Colorado Rockies the whole damn game. So it was a dominant performance by Ohtani. But Sagano, he pitched okay. It wasn't bad and it wasn't good, but he pitched 4.2 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Both teams pitched very well. The Rockies only had 4 pitchers, and Senzatella is the only one to give up another earned run besides Sagano and Ohtani, and the Dodgers pitching staff only gave up 1 damn hit the whole game. All right, and that 1 hit was by Scott in the 8th inning. But yeah, it was a dominant, very dominant performance by the Dodgers, and they most definitely performed like minus 400 favorites. And as you can see here, the Dodgers obviously dominated. Ohtani not only pitched, but he got a home run, okay? So that's why he's the $400 million man. But yes, this was a very good pick. They were minus 400 favorites, but we took them on the run line to get more value, and they still covered for us, and they won 4-1. Next, we were right about the Houston Astros winning on the plus 1.5 run line against the Texas Rangers, and they wound up winning outright. They won 4-3 against the Texas Rangers. Now, my man Burrows did very well. He pitched 7 innings, only gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts with 1 walk. All right, so he did very well. And as you can see here, both pitching staffs did very well. For the Astros, their only major blip was King. He only pitched 0.1 innings and gave up an earned run, and that was very bad. But for the Rangers, DeGrom did well. However, Alexander, he only pitched 0.1 innings and he gave up an earned run, and that really hurt the Rangers. And as you can see here, as I mentioned yesterday, Alvarez was the best hitter between both teams. He hit 2 homers, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 8th, and my man Jock Peterson, he hit a home run as well. But anyway, the Astros wound up winning. We took them on the plus 1.5 run line, but they won outright 4-3. Next, we read about the under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings in this Angels at Detroit Tigers game. Now, the Detroit Tigers wound up winning 4-0 in the game. So obviously, if they won 4-0 in the game, that means that the first 5 innings was under 4 runs as well. And as you can see here, at the end of the first 5 innings, the Tigers were up 3-0. Okay, and this was very surprising as Soriano, who was the better pitcher, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, and he gave up the 3 earned runs that were scored in the first 5 innings, and he had 4 strikeouts. But Mize, as I predicted too, he had a very good game too. He pitched 4 innings, only gave up 2 hits and 0 earned runs with 6 strikeouts, so that was a very good game by him. And as you can see here, it was only 3 runs given up by Soriano in the first 5 innings, but hey, he's a really good pitcher. He gave up 3 runs, but the main thing is our bet hit. It went under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings. Next, we were wrong about the under 4.5 total runs in the first 5 innings in this Minnesota Twins at Chicago White Sox game. Now, the White Sox wound up blowing out the Minnesota Twins 15-2. However, as far as our bet goes, it was looking very good until the bottom of the 5th inning, okay? And this is where Connor Prelip gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, but he wound up giving up 600 runs for the total of this game, and that crushed our bet right there, all right? The game was 3-1, White Sox going into that bottom of the 5th inning, but Connor Prelip just proved he's not real, okay? So he wound up pitching 4.1 innings, gave up 8 hits, 6 earned runs, and 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. That's fucking terrible. And as you can see here, Connor didn't do well, and neither did Orz. He only pitched 1.2 innings, and he gave up another 3 earned runs, and yeah, it was just a bad day for the Twins. They gave up a whole bunch of damn runs. But Sandlin, he did very well. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 1 hit and 1 earned run and 4 strikeouts, so that was very good. And yeah, you can see our bet was really good going into that bottom of the 5th inning. But like I said, Connor Prelip just proved he is not good. He's a fraud. He can get strikeouts, but he'll give up a lot of runs, and that is not good. And our bet most definitely did not hit, as they went way over 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings of this game. Next, we were right about the Yankees winning on the money line against the Kansas City Royals, and the Yankees wound up shutting out the Royals. They won 7-0. And remember how I told y'all this is a good review? I called that Garrett Cole was going to have a good game. Garrett Cole is literally one of the best pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. All right, and I said that the Yankees would have been a heavier favorite if Garrett Cole been pitching all year. All right, he's just coming back from injury, but he is elite. And you can see he pitched 6.2 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 0 earned runs, and 10 strikeouts. All right, and no walks. He really balled out. And Cameron, he actually had a decent game. He pitched 5 innings, only gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs and 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. That's not bad and it's not good, but he pitched okay. And as you can see here, the Yankees obviously had a great pitching outing. Garrett Cole started off the game well, and then Cruz and Doval finished the game giving up no hits or no earned runs. But after Cameron got in the game, Mears, this is really bad. This is what I like to point out here. Mears only pitched 2 outs. He only got 2 outs, but he gave up 3 earned runs, and that is terrible. And as you can see here, it was damn near batting practice for the Yankees. They got 7 runs and they shut out Kansas City Royals as we predicted. Next, we were wrong about the Braves recording over 3.5 team total runs against the Boston Red Sox, and the Boston Red Sox shut out the Atlanta Braves 8-0. All right. Now, I will admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Connolly Early. He pitched 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, 0 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts with 3 walks. All right, so he really balled out. And as you can see here, the Atlanta Braves only got 5 hits total in the whole game. And as you can see here, ain't much to see here. But yeah, it was only 5 hits for the whole team. But this dude Mateo, at least he was trying. Shit, he got 2 hits out of the whole 5 hits of the team hits. So shout out to him for trying to cover for us. But yeah, the Red Sox really did well. As you see here, Early and Watson, they only needed 2 pitches, and there is no scoring summary because obviously they ain't scored, all right? And they most definitely did not come through for us, and this was just a bad pick, and we just got kind of unlucky. The Braves are good, but this was an off night for them. And then next, we were wrong about the Cincinnati Reds winning on this alternate run line of +1. All right, they wound up losing in a very, very close game. They lost 2-4 to the New York Mets. And it's not really much to see here. Tong, he got the win. He pitched the second half of the game. And Abbott, he pitched okay, but he did not get the win. And as I called it, the Mets had a bullpen game, okay? And they were effective in this bullpen game as they took this win, okay? They featured 6 pitchers compared to the Reds 3, but they were able to get this win. And as you can see here, they got off to a good start and they had to lead the whole game. So the Reds played well. And as you can see, I also mentioned that Ellie was the best player. You can see he scored in the 3rd inning, and also he was on base in the 6th. So they were trying, but they came up 1 run short and they did not come through for us. And lastly, we were wrong about the under 9 runs in the Tampa Bay Rays at Baltimore Orioles game, and the Orioles wound up beating the Rays 11-2, all right? And this game was very ugly, all right? And it got off to a very, very bad start. My man, Steven Matz, he gave up 3 earned runs before he got his first out, okay? And he gave up 5 in the 1st inning, and then he wound up giving up another one in the 3rd inning. So that was 6 runs right there, 3 innings into the game. And that really hurt our bet, okay? But Gibson, he pitched 5.2 innings. He only gave up 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 1 strikeout with 4 walks, all right? And I just have to say this is a channel first. I'm putting Steven Matz on For the Sake of the Parlay probation, all right? He was on the list, but when you give up 5 earned runs in the 1st inning, when we take the under, that ain't cool, man. So, I'm sitting up here defending you. You a left-handed pitcher. I said you was nice, but hey, everybody has a bad game, so we gonna give him another shot. But yeah, he on probation, all right? And then this dude, Blaze Alexander, he had an excellent game. He went 3 for 4, and he had 6 RBIs, all right? So he really accounted for 6 of the Orioles' runs. That is very, very good, but very bad for our bet. And as you can see, this was a home run derby for the Orioles when we took the under. So that was fucked up, but hey, it is what it is. We took the under, it went over, and hey, we'll do better next time. But yeah, Steven Matz is most definitely on For the Sake of the Parlay probation. He's on the list still, but he on probation. So let's take a look and see how our alternate lines did from yesterday, May 27th, 2026. So we wound up going 2 out of 3, as you see here in our alternate lines. But first, we were wrong about this under 10.5 as we recommended for our alternate line. We took the under 9 in our parlay of the day, and obviously that didn't hit, and neither did the under 10.5 as the Baltimore Orioles blew out the Tampa Bay Rays, and Steven Matz is on probation. He gave up 5 earned runs in the 1st inning, and it was ugly, all right? But next, we were right about taking the New York Yankees on the +1.5 run line. Now, we took them on the money line in our parlay of the day, but we gave them a run and a half for this alternate line suggestion, and they wound up winning 7-0. All right, they shut out Kansas City, so they won on the money line, and they definitely won on this +1.5 run line. And lastly, we took the Dodgers on the money line. All right, we took them on the -1.5 run line in our parlay today, but taking them on the money line was a better bet and a better alternate bet, and they wound up winning. So they covered on the run line. They won 4-1, and they won right on the money line. So yeah, we went 2 out of 3, and like I said, this has been our best segment of this channel is the alternate lines and really make your parlay. All right, here's what you've been waiting for. Here's today's parlay today for May 28th, 2026. And just remember, we specialize in that octopus. That octopus is that 8-leg parlay, and that raw parlay ticket. And we are going to cook and turn that raw parlay ticket and the octopus into some calamari, y'all. And it's finally going to happen. I'm feeling it today. And just know, when y'all see that calamari as our thumbnail, y'all already know what time it is. All right, here's the parlay of the day. All right, today we on our Illuminati type shit. We're going to turn $6.66 into about 500, all right? At first, we're going to start off by taking Chelsea Gray to record 6 or more assists in her game against the Dallas Wings. Next, we're going to take the Baltimore Orioles on the money line against the Toronto Blue Jays. Next, we're going to take an alternate line of under 8.5 runs in the Chicago Cubs at Pittsburgh Pirates game. Then in a 3-pick same game parlay, we're going to take the over 108.5 team total points for the OKC Thunder. Isaiah Hartenstein recorded at least 19 plus points, rebounds, and assists. Also, Champagne of the Spurs recorded at least 17 points, rebounds, and assists. And lastly, in the 2-pick same game parlay, we're going to take the under 7.5 runs in this Houston, Texas at Texas Rangers game. And we're also going to take Jake Berger to get at least 1 hit. First, we're going to take Chelsea Gray of the Las Vegas Aces to record at least 6+ assists in her game against the Dallas Wings. And we like this because she's been averaging about 6.7 assists a game this season already, all right? So 6 is just her average, and she should definitely be able to do that. Next, she's the starting point guard, and she's averaging about 30 minutes a game. So she's the point guard. She's the main facilitator. She's going to have the ball in her hands a lot, and she's going to decide who she's going to pass it to. And she's going to pass it to Asia Wilson and Jackie Young because they're the star players. And since they're the star players, that takes a lot of pressure off of Chelsea. All she has to do is pass the ball to them, and they're going to score, and she doesn't have to worry about scoring. And lastly, she's already had a 10 assist game this month, so she's more than capable of putting up a lot of assists, and she's clearly one of the best facilitators and point guards in the WNBA, and we definitely expect her to go green for us. Next, we like the Baltimore Orioles to win on the money line against the Toronto Blue Jays today. And we like this because Toronto is playing in their 15th consecutive game in a row. No rest, okay? So that's very bad. They are tired. Half the games have been on the road. Half of them have been at home. But regardless, they're playing this many games in a row, and that's never good. Also, Patrick Corbin, the starting pitcher for the Blue Jays, I have not been high on him all year. He's actually been getting really lucky, okay? He's actually been giving up a lot of hits. But what's been happening is the people who get hits against Patrick Corbin have been getting on base, but they just haven't been scoring. And I think the Orioles are most definitely going to take advantage of this. And that's because their offense has been very hot lately. They just put up 11 runs yesterday against the Tampa Bay Rays, but they have the better offense. They have Pete Alonso, they have Rushman, they have that dude Blaze, who just had an amazing game yesterday. They're going to put up a lot of hits against this Toronto pitching staff, and we definitely expect them to go green for us in our parlay. Next, we're taking the alternate line of under 8.5 runs in the Chicago Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates game. And we like this because the posted line is 7.5, all right? So we're already giving ourselves 1 run, and obviously under 8.5 is better than under 7.5. Next, Paul Skeens is elite. He's posting a whip of about 0.72 and an ERA of about 2.4, all right? So those are elite numbers. He's not giving up a lot of hits or runs. So that in itself is just going to keep his game low. Next, the Cubs offense has been struggling, all right? They're only averaging about 2 runs a game, and especially this last week, they've ranked last in the MLB in runs created, so they're not getting a lot of hits, and they're not getting anybody on base, so they're just not doing good in general. And lastly, PNC Park, where this game is being played, is where Pittsburgh's home field is a great pitcher-friendly environment. So all these things combined, we expect this game to definitely go under 8.5 runs. Next, in a 3-pick same game parlay, we're going to take the over 108.5 team total points for the OKC Thunder. Then we're going to take Hartenstein, record at least 19 plus points, rebounds, and assists. And we're going to take Champagny, record at least 17 points, rebounds, and assists. And we like the OKC team total of over 108.5 team total points because during the regular season and playoffs, they average about 119 points a game. All right, so that's way over 108.5 points. And then it's a low total because they're playing against the Spurs, who are a little bit better defense, obviously, but they still should be able to eclipse this. And then next, they have SGA. SGA is the MVP, all right? So when you have the best player in the league on your team, you can score a whole bunch of points on any given night. And then lastly, they have a high-paced offense, which features a lot of athletic people like SGA and Chet Holmgren. They have a very versatile offense, and they could definitely score 108.5 points, and they definitely will and go green for us. Next, we like Isaiah Hartenstein, record at least over 19 points, rebounds, and assists. And we like this because he's really been the front court anchor for OKC this series especially, all right? And he's been playing better, and he's been playing more in this Western Conference Finals, all right? And that's why he's going to have plenty of opportunity to eclipse this 19 plus points, rebounds, and assists. And the next, he's been a double-double threat. Obviously, he's a big man, so he gets a lot of those points in the paint, and he gets those rebounds in the paint, so he can get a double-double just off of points and rebounds being 7 foot in the paint. And then lastly, he's been getting about 3 to 5 assists a game in these playoffs, all right? So we definitely like this. This should be a very safe bet. They've been featuring him. They've been keeping Hartenstein on the court. He definitely should get at least 19 points and rebounds and assists for us and go green in our parlay. Next, we're going to take Julian Champagny to record at least 17 points, rebounds, and assists. And we like this because he's been averaging about 30 minutes a game in the playoffs, so he's going to have plenty of opportunity to eclipse this mark. And also, he averages about 18.4 points, rebounds, and assists a game anyway. All right, so 17 is below his average. And then one of the best things about this bet is that he's a three-point shooter. He's a streaky three-point shooter, but he's a three-point shooter, all right? So when he takes shots, those threes are obviously more than 2, so he can eclipse this fast monster just off of 3-pointers alone. And then lastly, he's a versatile 6'7" wing. He can play and guard different positions, so he's going to have plenty of opportunity throughout this game to put up some stats, and we definitely expect him to go green as he's been a pillar in a lot of our parlays. And then lastly, in a 2-pick same game parlay, we're going to take the under 7.5 runs in this Houston Astros at Texas Rangers game. And then we're going to take Jake Burger to record at least one hit. And we like this under 7.5 runs in this Houston Astros and Texas Rangers game because Arrighetti and Eovaldi are elite. Okay, these are two very good starting pitchers and they specialize in throwing heat. All right, and my dad used to always say, you can't hit what you can't see. These are those type of pitchers. Okay, they induce a lot of swing and misses, and that's going to keep this game low in runs. Also, Vegas has the over 7.5 runs at plus money, so they're not expecting this game to go over 7.5 runs either. And I like tailing Vegas, especially in the right situation. This game should definitely go under. And also, the Rangers offense has been in a slump, and a good example of this was yesterday. Jacob deGrom is literally one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, but he can only pitch, he can't hit too. Okay, in order for these pitchers to win, they need their offenses to score runs, and that's called run support. Okay, so some pitchers get run support, some pitchers do not get run support. Jacob deGrom pitched a good game. However, the Rangers did not come through with enough runs to win the game, so we definitely like this to go under 7.5 runs. Lastly, we like Jake Burger to record at least one hit of the Texas Rangers, and we like this because he usually bats about 5th. All right, and that's usually where teams put their stronger hitters, is in the middle of the lineup, because they want somebody on base when these people get up to bat so they can bat them in. And next, he's been one of the Rangers' best hitters lately. Okay, he has 10 home runs, 36 RBI so far in the year, and that's actually really good, and he's a great contact hitter. Next, he's had a multi-hit game in this series. On Tuesday, he had 2 hits, and that's really good because it's hard enough to get 1 hit. And then lastly, he's an aggressive fastball hitter. All right, so Arrighetti of Houston, he throws heat, but that's how some people get their money. All right, and Burger gets his money off of hitting fastballs. He's really good at that, so we definitely expect him to get a hit and come through in the last leg of our parlay. All right, so here's the alternate lines for today, May 28th, 2026. And first of all, we're going to do something very different for the first time on our channel. In our parlay of the day, we took Chelsea Gray to record at least 6 or more assists. However, in our alternate line, we're going to do the exact opposite. Because if we're wrong, we're going to be very wrong, and she's going to record over. So this is one of the ones, if you don't like our pick, you could just fade it and take this alternate line of under 5.5 assists. And yeah, we'll just see how that happens. But we definitely want her to come through with at least 6 or more, and she should. But this is just one, hey, if we're wrong, we're going to be very wrong. Next, we're recommending Julian Champagny to record at least 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. In our parlay today, we're taking him to record at least 17 or more points, rebounds, and assists. And the way he played last game, he should definitely be able to get at least 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But we expect him to do both. But taking him with about 4 stat lines lower is very good, and it's a safer bet. Lastly, we're recommending taking the under 9.5 runs as an alternate line in this Houston Astros at Texas Rangers game. And I like this because the over 7.5 is plus money. So taking the under 9.5 is a better bet, as we are taking the under 7.5 in our parlay of the day. But giving yourself an extra 2 runs when the over 7.5 is plus money. So that means Vegas is not expecting this to go over 7.5 runs. This is an extra safe bet, and we definitely expect this one to come through. And just remember, with our alternate line suggestions for today, a better number equals more cushion. For example, in this Houston Astros at Texas Rangers game, the under 9.5 runs is better than the under 7.5 runs. And with that better number, it equals less odds all the time. For example, the under 7.5 runs is minus 120. However, the under 9.5 runs is minus 280. All right, there you have it, everybody. That's the parlay of the day today. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your bets, especially if you're tailing our bets. And just remember, winners never quit. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and one good parlay can make your day. All right, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video, another parlay of the day.